Good afternoon. So today we are going to continue with Ielts writing, task 2. We're going to look at some of the guidelines and tips while writing. So to start off, we're going to look at the objectives of this lesson. So in this lesson, we are going to focus on essay writing in response to questions and problems. Our main goal of writing task 2, or while you're writing task 2, is to express your opinion, your support, your ideas, backing them up with evidence. Also, they are looking at how you're arranging your essay, how do you structure your essay. The last class we did the essay structure, whereby we did see that an essay structure is basically the title, the introduction, the body paragraphs, and a conclusion, which I said that while writing IELTS essay, they should have only 4 to 5 paragraphs at maximum. Also, you should not divide your paragraphs in such a way that we end up having almost like 8 paragraphs. So also while writing your essay, you have to be clear and factual, or clear and coherent. In other essays, they don't need you to be factual because you're giving your opinion, so you're giving your own point of view. We have several types of essay which you're going to look at next. You're going to expand them further. In the previous class, we only did list them and differentiate them using an example, but we did not finish going through the examples. So we're going to start on with understanding the task type. Understanding the task type means understanding the type of essay you've been asked. Is it a question? Is it a problem they want a solution for? Is it an opinion they want you to express? So the first thing you're supposed to do while you've been given your essay is to understand your task. So I'll read. IELTS writing task 2 essays come in various types, and it's crucial to know the structure and expectations for each. So to start off, we have opinion essays. I remember in the last class we did one for this. So basically, in opinion essays, you are asked to express your opinion on a particular topic. So they want you to choose a side. I told you that. Are you agreeing with the statement, or are you disagreeing with the statement? An example we gave was like formal education is better than informal education. So your work here is to choose one side that you're going to write about, and not all, and not discuss both views in one essay. So only opinion essays need you to select your point of view and back it with your own information. That's it. So the second one is discussion essays. In discussion essays, this one now you have to discuss both sides that you've been provided. In some, like I think we saw an example, or maybe we didn't, whereby we have a discussion question, and at the end they're also asking you now to give your opinion after discussing both of the views. So let me read discussion essays. You are asked to discuss both sides of an argument and provide your opinion. An example, discuss both views and give your own opinion. Maybe now, using our previous example, is they'll tell you discuss formal and informal education and give your opinion at the end in which one is better than the other. So in this one, unlike choosing one side or generally writing an essay based on your opinion on one statement, this one you're going to write about both statements. You're going to introduce or to briefly say what maybe formal education is, and also briefly discuss what informal education is without choosing sides, that is discussing it. And then at the end, if they're asking you and give your opinion, now you're going to choose either the two. Now you're going to say this one is better than this one because of this. So that is discussion essays that have been added with opinion essays. Moving on, still on the types, we have problem solution essays. In problem solution essays, they normally ask you to identify a problem and then suggest a solution. We have an example here. What are the problems of modern education and how can they be solved? So if you're given such a question, they're asking you to list or to discuss the problems of modern education. You can say like too much technology is taking so much time, theory part is not embraced anymore, or they lack practical they lack embracing practical sessions, so hand-on skills are not embarked, something like that. How can they be solved? Here now you're going to say we have to, in order to stop or to solve the existing problems, the government, the Ministry of Education, the what need to do the following. It's, you are not supposed to list though in an essay, but they need to do, now you're going to write just in a paragraph what they need to do, either one or two paragraphs. So still remember, in all your essays haifai kupita 5 paragraphs. So ensure while you are putting all your ideas in your essay, they should not surpass 5 paragraphs, or that is the maximum. If it's lesser, it is 4 paragraphs. So that's all in problem solution essays. Next is cause effect essays. In cause effect essays, I think we didn't see or discuss this one in the previous class. So you are in this one, you're asked to discuss the causes of an event, maybe like a cause for calamity, traffic congestions, like in this one. They're asking you to discuss the causes of maybe air pollution, and while discussing it, they are now asking the aftermath, the impact, like when you're being asked what are the effects, they basically mean what are the aftermath of that event. For example, in this question, what are the causes of traffic congestions in big cities? So while writing your essay, they are not asking for solution. Now you're going only to introduce your essay, like air pollution is this, traffic jam is this. They are caused by in one paragraph. Number two, furthermore, it's also caused by. Number three, it's also caused by, just like that, and then you conclude. Traffic in big cities majorly are caused by this and this, something like that. Moving on, we have advantages and disadvantages essays. First, we already saw about this. So when they're asking you about advantages and disadvantages, it's just like a discussion essay, because you're going to list both sides, the advantages of something and its disadvantages. Also, in some cases, well, they're giving you a question like this. Let me read. What are the advantages and disadvantages of studying abroad? They might add, and what is your opinion? So you're going, it's like a discussion essay, so you're going to put the advantages of studying abroad, and then the disadvantages, and then what is your opinion? Do you side more with advantages, or you side more with the disadvantages, or in your opinion, is there a balance of both, something like that? So we have, sorry, so we have 5 types of essays so far that we've seen. You're going to recap, I hope, after the lesson. We have discussion essays, we have opinion essays, we have problem solution essays, we have cause effect essays, we have advantages and disadvantage essays. So, to finish on the types of essay, understanding the type of essay is going to make your writing more easier, and you're also going to save time because you now understand what the question is asking. The question normally doesn't come in maybe a blocked way or in a tricky way or in an applicational way. It's just there and then. When the question comes, I hope you'll now be able to differentiate the types. You now understand this is the type of question they're asking, or this essay falls on problem solution, or this essay falls on opinion essays. After understanding the question, we're going to move next, which is the tips of now writing. I know we did the structure part. Sorry, I know we did the structure part, which I've already covered at the beginning of this video. So we finished the structure, the format, I mean, which is still also almost the same thing. So now we're going to look at some of the key tips that are going to guide you as you write your essay. These tips are going to guide you on writing your essays. So to start off, we have answer the question fully. Don't just focus on one aspect of the question. So while writing, you should ensure that you address all parts of the question, and also don't go out of topic. Here is an example. If the question asks you to discuss both sides and give your opinion, you must, we already did this. First thing you're going to do is to discuss both sides. Second is to give the opinion and then justify the opinion. An example is, in my opinion, I think formal education is much better than informal education because of this and this. Now you don't just say I think formal is better than informal without now justifying your opinion. You must give a reason for your opinion. So while writing your essay, make sure you answer the question fully and correctly while addressing all your parts. So the second tip is use a clear and varied language. This is just like normal English. So while you're writing, the reader or the examiner is going to mark doesn't want vogue English. By vogue English, I mean like complex English. Just use simple, brief, clear, and varied language. While using a varied language, sometimes I told you before, don't use so much of transitional words. Also, don't use so much of vocabularies that maybe they're falling in one paragraph. Maybe like 3 to 5 vocabularies in one paragraph, not more than that. So I'll read through. Avoid repeating the same words. Use synonyms or paraphrasing. An example, instead of always using important, use crucial. Now you're getting it. Important is just a normal language. Crucial is a varied language, not complex, because everyone understands still what crucial means, or everyone understands what essentials means, or vital, and etc. So vital, crucial, and essential, they are still the same word, or they still have the same meaning with important. So while writing, paraphrase it well. Don't use complex language. Just use rich English. That's what I mean. Also, use a range of sentence structures. Uh, I'll send you notes on this, on simple, compound, and complex sentences. Uh, there's a way of using this that adds flavor or adds marks. When you're writing using either of these structures or a mix of all of them, it gives you marks because now they are seeing that you can put some sentences together, or you can conjoin some words together and still bring the rhyme. So on the third part that you're going to cover is, you should ensure that you're staying formal and academic while writing. So avoid using slang. Leave alone the slang that you normally use maybe while speaking. So while some of the words you use while speaking are not applicable in writing, so ensure you check on that. So avoid using slang or overly casual language. Also, keep the tone formal. Essays are formal, so ensure your writing remains as formal. Even if you're giving an opinion, don't address the examiner, or don't address the reader as if like you're forcing a view. There is just a formal way of writing down your opinion as expected in academic style. I'll also send you on the academic style. I'll also send you the notes on the academic writing styles for you to go through. The fourth one, we have support your ideas with examples. So while writing, don't just illustrate a point and don't give relevant examples or back up your point. If you don't back up your point, it will make your paragraph have fewer sentences, or it will make you combine ideas in one paragraph, which is not a part of the format. So while writing your essay, each paragraph carries one single idea, and if you want to have your paragraph having 4 to 5 lines to 6, ensure you support your ideas either with examples, or with reasons, or with validations, or with evidences. That is what it means when we say support your ideas with examples. So on, let me go back a little. So we have about 4. I'll go back for recap. We have, you should ensure that you answer your questions fully. This, we said, you address all your the parts of the questions correctly. Number 2, we said use clear and varied language. Number 3, it is staying formal and in the most academic, as most academic as you can, ensuring that you keep the tone, the formality, and the style that matches the academic rules. Lastly, it is supporting your ideas with examples. I hope we are done with some of the key tips that will help us in writing an essay. Moving on to our last part, we have the common mistakes to avoid. So while writing essays, normally learners make a couple of mistakes. So let's address some of them. One, not answering the question. We've already covered this. So while writing, you should be sure that you're addressing the specific question that you're being asked. Don't go out of topic. Here's the reading. Be sure you are addressing the specific question asked. Sometimes students start writing and veer off topic. So don't go off topic. Stick to the topic and answer what you've been asked specifically. Moving on, not organizing ideas. We already did the organization, structure, and format of an essay. So don't lack organization in your essay, for you'll confuse your examiner. Also, make sure each paragraph presents one idea. I've already said this. Make sure each of your paragraphs present one clear idea, and make the idea clearer by backing up with evidence, backing up with facts, backing up with examples, backing up with reasons. To the third one, grammatical errors. This is the most, how can I put it? This is the most easiest mistake to avoid, only if a learner practices more and more. The more you practice, the more you're going to avoid grammatical errors. By grammatical errors, I mean poor sentencing. We have spelling errors. We have using overly complex words that don't fit in the sentence. So I'm going to read. Avoid overcomplicated sentences if you're not confident in your drama. So don't put a complex word where it does not fit right. Ensure you know the meaning of that word before putting in a sentence. Also, focus on clear and correct sentence structures. In your sentence, how does the verb end? What are the tenses? Were you writing in past tense or in present? Don't put are and maybe were and was in the same in relaying your information. If it was in the past, make sure you have the correct tenses. If it was in the present, make sure you have the correct tenses. What about the verbs? What about the conjunctions? What about the transitional words? So the I think we've ever learned in high school of the 8 parts of speech. So 8 parts of speech apply here. When we mean by grammatical errors, it doesn't only mean spelling errors. So ensure you check on that. I'll also send notes on the 8 parts of speech or grammatical mistakes, something like that. Moving on, we have note proofreading. Also, uh, learners normally finish maybe when the time is up, or they finish and put their pens down, now saying now that they are finished. So while writing your essay, after you've finished, always leave a few minutes at the end to check these grammatical errors, to check these spelling errors, to check these punctuational errors, sentence structure, and all. So ensure you reread your work. That is what it means by proofreading. Reread your work and ensure it's okay. So in IELTS exam, we normally use a pencil, but these days they have changed it to a pen. So if it's a pencil, while you're rereading, now you can rub and correct where there's some errors. But when you're using a biro, don't go so fast. As much as you're pushing on time, don't go so fast, so that when you're coming to proofread, you have a lot of words or sentences to redo, and you can't just scrap your work and make it dirty. So still they're marking tidiness, because the examiner won't have time to look at paragraphs or your essay when it's all scratched and it's all crossed. So we are done for today. we've covered three parts of the of essay writing. We've covered the types of essay, that was the first one. 2, we covered the key tips and guidelines for writing an essay. Thirdly, we finished by the common mistakes to avoid. So that is the end of our lesson today. You'll be given essays. You'll be given essays to run through this all week to ensure you've understood this part. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.